From Belhaven University in Jackson, Mississippi, the Southern State Showcase is just around the corner. John Nelson here, Nicole Morocco there. A lot of ground to cover, a short time to get there.
Yes, we do. We're going to name 2 conference champions this show. And with basketball season coming to an end, we're also going to have one more feel-good story from the court. And of course, we'll take a look at Belhaven University. The showcase starts right now.
The Southern State Showcase on Sports South is brought to you by Musco Lighting, Mississippi Gulf Coast, One Path Systems, and National Management Resources.
From Peachtree Street, no, not that one, the one in Jackson, Mississippi and Belhaven University, the Southern State Showcase is underway for another week, spring semester style. John here, Nicole there, and Nicole, everyone talks about this month and the madness and the mania, everything associated with it. The Southern States was no different.
No, it wasn't. Rome, Georgia played host to both the men's and women's basketball tournaments this past weekend. John and I had the opportunity to see it live and in person, but in case you missed it, here's your tournament recap. It was a wild weekend in Rome, Georgia, as the conference championships took the Forum by storm. On the women's sides, both divisional champions, Belhaven from the west and Lee from the east, made the championship game. Therefore, a consolation third-place game needed to be played to determine the conference championship's automatic bid. Shorter and Emmanuel took the court for their third game in 3 days, and in the end, Shorter outlasted Emmanuel 52-44 and received a bid to the national tournament.
Really physical, and Emmanuel had played them twice already, split with them during the regular season. We said at halftime of this game, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be nasty. Let's just make sure we're a little uglier and a little nastier than they are, and let's try to come out on top. And that's what happened, really. We kind of gutted it out.
The Belhaven women beat AUM and Shorter to make it to the conference championship game, and the Lady Flames knocked off William Carey and Emmanuel to advance. It was a back-and-forth battle from the start. Belhaven went into half with a 29-28 lead, and it wasn't until the last 3.5 minutes of the game that Belhaven began to pull away. Neither team shot well from the floor, but the Blazers' 39% was better than Lee's mere 31%. Tournament MVP Regina Jackson led the way for the Blazers with 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists as Belhaven captured their first ever conference championship with a 64-54 win.
I don't know, it felt awesome. I thought we were going to win it the whole time, though. I've been having dreams about it. Every night, I couldn't sleep. I was just ready to play.
Listening to that behind me, the players' excitement, it's all about them. You know, watching them do what they did, cutting down those nets. First time for all of them, first time for me, yes, but this is a great group of girls. They've been this way all year long. They've been resilient. Lack of respect, I think, throughout the year, they felt like that, and they've just kind of fed on that all year long. They've been a great group.
The men's side of the tournament was a wild one. As expected, Shorter from the east, who came into the tournament ranked second in the nation, made the championship game. But the dark horse of the tournament, the Belhaven Blazers, who came to the tournament as a 3 seed and with a 14-15 record, upset both Southern Poly and Loyola to punch their ticket to the championship game as well as the national tournament. The Shorter Hawks dominated from the opening tip, building a 52-28 halftime lead. SSAC Player of the Year Walter Hill tallied 19 points and 7 rebounds, but it was tournament MVP Anthony Banks who stole the show with a double-double as Shorter routed Belhaven 89-71. The conference championship win was the first in program history for the Hawks.
To be able to do this in front of our hometown, and you know, 5 years ago when we got here, we wanted to bring the first championship back to this school, and thanks to all the supporting people at Shore, the administration, they've put a lot of pieces together that have allowed us to get good players, and the players played, and I'm really excited about that.
We finally got the job done. You know, this is the goal the whole season. I mean, not just the conference tournament championship, but the national tournament. So we got one step done and headed on towards the next.
It was an overall incredible few days for everyone in Rome, Georgia. The Forum atmosphere was intense, and the seats were filled with fans. Commissioner Kurt Patberg was extremely pleased with the weekend's events.
We had a unique situation with the third place game with the women. We kind of thought that would bring some extra excitement, and it did, which was that third game to determine who got that extra automatic qualifier to the national tournament. And then, so it added an extra game today, had a great championship game on the women's side, and then the home team wins the championship on the men's side. It was a great weekend.
So congratulations to the winners on the men's and women's side and to all of the teams who are making the postseason tournaments, whether they're heading to Tennessee or to Kansas City. That's it for the lead. What's up next?
Up next, we have another feel-good story coming for you in the B block, so don't go away. The showcase continues right after this.
When Fuddruckers opened in 1980, we set out to create the world's greatest hamburgers, built by you with all of your favorite fresh toppings. Now that we've succeeded, what should we do next? Guess we'll make some more. Fuddruckers, the world's greatest hamburgers.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the fish are still biting. Our casinos are as exciting as ever, with 24-hour gaming and top-name entertainment. Our golf courses are open for play, and our seafood is as fresh as ever. There's plenty of fun for you and your family, and we welcome you with open arms. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, open for business, open for you. Book your visit today.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
The number one can make or break a great game. One hit.
It's going back. It is out of here.
One goal. One shot. 1 second. When it comes to technology solutions, excellence is defined by one. One Path, competitively connected. One Path is proud to be the sponsor of excellence for the Southern States Athletic Conference.
When Fuddruckers opened in 1980, we set out to create the world's greatest hamburgers, built by you with all of your favorite fresh toppings. Now that we've succeeded, what should we do next? Guess we'll make some more. Fuddruckers, the world's greatest hamburgers.
If you're a fan of the Southern States Athletic Conference, then bookmark SSACsports.com. Visit daily for the latest results, news, standings, and webcasts. Follow your favorite teams and conference at SSACsports.com.
Welcome back to the showcase from Belhaven University in Jackson, Mississippi. A block is down, B block is up. That means it's our second story for the show, and that means I turn to Nicole and ask her what the second story is for this week.
Well, John, with basketball season coming to an end, what a better way to end the season than with one last feel-good story. Our very own John Wilkerson has more.
Ethan Floyd has a passion for the game of basketball.
I grew up loving it. Shooting with my grandpa got me into the game.
Unfortunately, basketball would play hard to get.
I played in my 8th grade year. I just remember I was unathletic, chubby, just pretty much terrible, and it just broke my heart how bad I was, so I just told myself I wasn't going to go through that again.
Ethan wouldn't have a high school basketball career, choosing not to participate, but his love for the game never wavered. There was a pickup game, and you can bet Ethan was playing. After graduating from Vidalia High School in Vidalia, Georgia, Ethan enrolled at the College of Coastal Georgia in Brunswick, and in his spare time continued to play pickup games. Basketball was beginning to warm up to Ethan, thanks to Coastal Georgia's women's head coach Betsy Harris.
And then I came into college and I was still playing all the time, whatever pickup games I could find. And I got here the sophomore year, and the girls, all of a sudden the girls had a basketball team here at Coastal, and they needed practice players. So Coach Harris, there, the girls coach, asked me if I wanted to be on the practice team, and I was like, of course. So that's just free basketball I get to play every day.
In the meantime, the Mariners men's team was in a bit of a crisis.
We lost a couple kids to injury, and we had to remove a couple kids from the team and attrition. This being our first year, 4 years, some things happened. And
we were in dire needs of another body and grasping at straws, and he was a likely candidate. And even with no experience, we knew him enough to know he was a good kid.
And so when we needed a kid, it was kind of logical. Ethan showed up every day, did everything he was supposed to, everything he was asked, good student. So I happened to bump into Ethan one day after a girls' practice and said, "Are you interested in playing on the guys' team?" Not practicing, but being active on the roster. And he kind of thought I was kidding, and he was hesitant at first. And he said, "Well, sure, Coach." And he kind of laughed. I said, "We'll be here tomorrow at 4. And lo and behold, he showed up the next day at 4, and he said, "Here I am." I said, "All right, follow me." So we went back to the equipment room, and I handed him a practice uniform, shoes, travel bag, gear. I handed him all his stuff to be a male basketball player active on the team. And he kind of took it, and he looked at me and said, "You're serious about this, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, I told you we were." And he got that great big old boyish grin on his face, and we walked out there, and he started practicing with our team. And so that's kind of how the whole thing happened. And were it not for him trying out for the ladies team, then he never would have been a part of us, but he is now.
I couldn't believe it, and I didn't deserve it, and it was just like, man, this is a blessing. And I was just so thankful, and I was just thanking God for this opportunity because I always wanted to play, but I never got a chance and never really put myself in a position to get that chance. So now I'm here on a college team playing college ball, and I've started a few times, and I love the feeling.
Now Ethan had to make the most of his opportunity.
Like we say, he started from scratch. And this is a kid who just never played, and our guys accepted him like he was a hero. And they're just as proud to see him doing well as we are.
The first couple of weeks were real tough for me. I was not in basketball shape, but I tried to hide that from the coaches. I was huffing and puffing and praying, just please don't let my heart give out. I had to step my game up, think a little quicker, act a little quicker, and pass a lot more. And so it was definitely a huge adjustment. I still wouldn't say I've adjusted completely, but I've definitely progressed in my own eyes more so than where I was at.
As the season progressed, so did Ethan Floyd, going from just another body to contributing important minutes for the Mariners. Floyd played in 18 games and started 8 of them. He's gone from playing pickup to becoming a heck of a pickup for Coastal Georgia. And after loving basketball all these years, finally, the feeling is mutual. It's been a dream. The one thing I might love more than basketball is attention. And so it's been a dream. Like this is college basketball and I love it, but coming out there on these nights and seeing the fans go crazy, especially my friends, just seeing that makes it really college basketball for me. For the Southern State Showcase, I'm John Wilkerson.
Thanks so much, John. Well, that's going to do it for the B block. Up next, we have the C block, and we'll tell you more about Belhaven University. So stay with us. The showcase continues right after this.
When Fuddruckers opened in 1980, we set out to create the world's greatest hamburgers, built by you with all of your favorite fresh toppings. Now that we've succeeded, what should we do next? Guess we'll make some more. Fuddruckers, the world's greatest hamburgers.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at naia.org.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? by making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the fish are still biting. Our casinos are as exciting as ever, with 24-hour gaming and top-name entertainment. Our golf courses are open for play, and our seafood is as fresh as ever. There's plenty of fun for you and your family, and we welcome you with open arms. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, open for business, open for you. Book your visit today.
When Fuddruckers opened in 1980, we set out to create the world's greatest hamburgers, built by you with all of your favorite fresh toppings. Now that we've succeeded, what should we do next? Guess we'll make some more. Fuddruckers, the world's greatest hamburgers.
Welcome back to the showcase inside Rugg Arena at Belhaven University. It's where the men's and women's basketball teams as well as the volleyball teams play all their home games.
Right.
So, John, we've been all around campus today. I think it's finally time to learn a little bit more.
Let's find out what goes on here in Jackson, Mississippi and Belhaven University and how the Worldview curriculum is making waves, not just here in Mississippi, but all around the world.
If I lived halfway around the world, you know, I mean, granted, I live not too far from here, but if there was an academic program that my son or daughter was interested in and Belhaven offered it, they're not going to find a more supportive system. They're not going to find a better academic degree. And all of that, they're going to find very competitive athletics. And, you know, if I trust my son and daughter here, I don't really have a higher compliment.
And Belhaven University gets to display that growth, effectiveness, and impact every day in Jackson. With new buildings springing up on campus, along with doubling enrollment over the last 6 years, it's just the beginning. And VP Little gives a lot of the credit to University President Dr. Roger Parrott, seeing room to expand in the arts and athletics.
Him thinking ahead and the vision of not just what are new things we could do, but what are new things that we might consider that are a fit for us here at Belhaven. And I think that's the question he's always asking and keeping us, you know, on the edge in terms of thinking and vision and creativity. And so it's kind of exciting to work in an environment like this. This is not a slow-paced, dull, stale environment. I mean, this is, we go full speed all the time. And so that's kind of exciting if you like excitement.
One of the vital elements for the experience of any Belhaven student is the school's view through their Worldview curriculum and the idea of how that impacts those touched by Belhaven, not just in the short term, but hopefully long after a student's departure.
Well, for us, part of who we are historically here at Belhaven is a Christ-centered university. And we want to look at everything we do, not just our academic disciplines, athletics, and all of that, from a biblical framework, from a biblical worldview. And we start with a Christ-centered focus, but it's not simply, well, we're going to pray before class. And that's a good thing, but it's way more than that. It's looking at every discipline. It's looking at everything we do athletically, academically, programmatically, in student affairs, and all of what we do, and see, you know, how do we look at the world, and how does God say we need to look at the world and understand Him and each other, and how to treat people and issues of social justice and all the things that are important. And we try to make that a holistic approach to what we do. And obviously the academic portion of that for a university, that's at our core. That's why we exist. And so those are things that we talk about a lot. We spend a lot of time both in the classroom and outside the classroom, or sometimes, as we like to say, alongside the classroom, pointing our students in that direction and helping them, you know, wrestle with the big and small questions of life.
One of the new degree programs at Belhaven is the Master's in Sports Administration. The university's research revealed a demand for the degree if only coaches could find the time outside the classroom to pursue it. Some of the Blazers coaches have enrolled in the business-centered program, part of a larger scaled idea of Belhaven's online degree expansion and regional branches of the university itself.
We've got multiple campuses. We've got like 6 campuses in multiple states. We've got one in the Atlanta area, Houston, Memphis, Orlando, Chattanooga. We also have an online program that's several years old. We've been doing adult education for years here in the Jackson market. One of the really first schools to do that here in the Jackson market. But going into online and being able to offer really strong academic programs online obviously is key. It is a very important thing for us. One of the most exciting things that we've done in the last several years has rolled out within the last year, which is a Master's in Sports Administration that is available online. There's a lot going on here. It's kind of never a dull moment, obviously, in athletics, but all across campus and even multiple campuses. We have campuses in multiple states, online. And obviously, athletics, we're focused here, but we like our broader campus audience to feel like they're part of Belhaven. I mean, we have some of our branch campuses in adjacent states, and we have branch campus in Atlanta, in the Atlanta area. And we send them athletic posters, and we want them to feel part of what's going on. And of course, being part of the Southern States, now we are in Georgia a lot more playing ball, and that's a good thing. We've had some expansion with facilities. We've got a new softball complex that's opening up next week with the start of our season, and we've just moved into new athletic offices, which is where we're sitting today. So that's pretty exciting. You know, lots of activity, lots of dreams, and some things down the road that we're looking at, both facility-wise and even the potential of starting some new sports that we're looking at. And so it's fun. It's exciting.
In the arts programs on campus, the school is only one of 30 accredited in dance, music, theater, and the visual arts. Combine that with the BFA degree offered in creative writing, and it's a great source of pride and attraction.
Students who come from all over the country, literally, and we have some international students too, but because of our arts programs and the strength of our arts programs and the Christ-centeredness of our arts programs, there's a lot of appeal nationally, and we're known. As a matter of fact, there are times we're probably not known in some places 10 or 12 miles from here, and you know, with certain people, whereas you know, somebody in Portland, Oregon, or outside of Minneapolis knows about Belhaven because of our arts programs and our accreditation and our affiliation. And we're one of about 30 schools in the country that is fully accredited in all of our arts programs, and that's a pretty significant thing. And it's phenomenal because that's another group of performers, so to speak, on campus. In one sense, a lot like our student athletes. They're practicing and performing, and it's around an academic discipline. So it makes for a fun campus environment. It's really diverse, and it's one of my favorite things about Belhaven. And I have people ask me from time to time, how does that work? Like all the arts people and the athletes all together, and which you know, it's a great question, but it works pretty well here.
And for an athletics program that added sports in the last dozen years and has already put up championship banners in athletics on campus, it means that a special student athlete will make their way to Jackson. And the relationships that the environment creates are special indeed.
The work that our coaches do, a lot of people see it, but a ton of people don't see it. The links that they go to help our student athletes academically. We just had an Excellence in Athletics event yesterday, which is something we do twice a year, and we did it for the fall 11 semester. We did it yesterday, celebrating both the academic and athletic achievements of our athletes. And we had well over 100 student athletes in the fall of 2011 earn a 3.0 GPA or higher. And so, you know, we want to give our student athletes goals to kind of shoot for and hold those up and resource them and challenge them and push them. And that's just one area. I mean, we got athletes involved in community service, and we put that under the, you know, kind of the Champions of Character banner. But we want that to become a lifestyle and a habit and a way of thinking. Not just, well, here's a little program or here's a box we check off for a report at the end of the year. We think that's who we're supposed to be, and we want to lead our athletes to grow and to mature in that.
So, Nicole, that's our look at Belhaven University. One thing to keep an eye on when it comes to action here in Rugg Arena, Regina Jackson. We'll see if she has a play for National Player of the Year on the women's side. We'll keep you posted on that here on the showcase.
Yes, we will. So that's going to do it for the C block. Up next, the D block. We'll tell you where we're headed for the next show. But first, the Players of the Week.
The Players of the Week at the conference level for the week of February 27th are as follows. In men's basketball, it's Robert Lavalio of Loyola University, New Orleans. Lavalio, a sophomore, led the Wolfpack to their first Southern States Athletic Conference West Division title this past week, averaging 17 points and 5 rebounds in their 2 wins over William Carey and Mobile. In women's basketball, it was Jessica Barlow of Belhaven. Barlow, a 5'11 senior forward from Louisiana, had 15 points and 8 rebounds, along with 4 assists in a key victory for the Blazers over Spring Hill.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Get in the game at playnaia.org.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the fish are still biting. Our casinos are as exciting as ever, with 24-hour gaming and top-name entertainment. Our golf courses are open for play, and our seafood is as fresh as ever. There's plenty of fun for you and your family, and we welcome you with open arms. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, open for business, open for you. Book your visit today.
So Nicole, there are the national rankings and all the teams in the Southern States Athletic Conference with all the spring sports. We want to thank the folks of Belhaven University for their hospitality here today. And we're just going to wrap up the show from the rocking chairs here on Fitzhugh Hall. What's up next week?
Up next week, we're headed to Bruton Parker. We have a lot to tell you about, so make sure you join us then. That's going to do it from here in Belhaven. Come see us next week for the showcase.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast, the fish are still biting. Our casinos are as exciting as ever, with 24-hour gaming and top-name entertainment. Our golf courses are open for play, and our seafood is as fresh as ever. There's plenty of fun for you and your family, and we welcome you with open arms. The Mississippi Gulf Coast, open for business, open for you. Book your visit today.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
At a time when sports are heading in the wrong direction, the NAIA is changing the culture of sport. Through the Champions of Character program, with the support of Buffalo Funds, our college students are learning character traits that change behaviors, and they're bringing the message to coaches, parents, and teams nationwide. Visit NAIA.org and learn how your team can become champions of character.